Welcome to the Dollars and Cents podcast with Wes the Economist and Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist. We're reporting to you live from the Wave Beach Realty Studios in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Give us a call today at 843-957-3872. All right, guys, welcome back into the Dollars and Cents podcast with Wes the Economist. I'm Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist. This is a continuation of our Bible series. We are on season 1, episode 7. We are tackling Genesis chapter 6 in this one. A lot to unpack here. Things start to take a little bit of a turn here in chapter 6. So God specifically says in chapter 6 that his spirit may not always strive with man because he is flesh, and that he will limit them to 120 years. So he decides that people shouldn't be living for 700 to 900 years at a time and limits their lifespan. Is that what he's saying, basically? That we just don't deserve, either we don't deserve to live that long, or we're outstaying our welcome, and there just needs to be a cap on this thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, they are. I think the sin nature is coming up. That things are going to have to be kind of filtered out.
Right.
And like I said earlier, that I lost my train of thought. My alarm went off and I was looking down at it. That the price of sin is going to become more and more kind of multitude. And at this point, 120 years, most people, like I said in the last episode, I think it was, that that probably the flood changed the whole world in a way that made it not as hospitable for humankind to live as long as they did.
Right. Okay.
I'm curious to see your next question, because you're in the realm of, even today, people are really arguing over this chapter. So let's see where you head next.
So honestly, that was, when it comes to the lifespan thing, that was really my only question there. I was like, okay, I was just curious. I was like, okay, well, I guess I don't really hear people living past 120 now. So there's no other mention of it in the Bible after this so far. So I'm like, all right, he really
we have a couple people who live a little bit past 120, but
not much. It was like 121, 122 maybe.
Yeah, right,
so he gave him the benefit of the doubt with good health, I guess, and said, all right, I'll give you a pass, but your time's limited now. All right, in this chapter, this is the first time I've never heard anybody mention this. God mentions giants.
I knew you were going there. This is the one I'm talking about.
All right, so
people are really, really all over the board about what this is. So go ahead. Okay. What did you take from it?
My next question was: is this man talking about dinosaurs? Are we talking about dinosaurs now?
No,
I'm assuming so. No. I think there's just giant humans.
I don't think dinosaurs can actually mate with humans.
Okay, so I just saw giants. I was like, maybe that's what when they're having these dreams or these visions, they thought these were giants, but they were dinosaurs. But all right, so I don't know what to think about there being giants. Where did they go? Why are they not here now?
This is one, greater minds than mine, a lot better minds than mine have debated this for a long time. And I can give you some of the background of some of the stuff that came out of it. But really, nobody understands truly what this means. Now, you'll meet people that say, "Oh, yeah, this is exactly what it means." I will warn you right up front: run for those people.
Okay.
One of the things always, when I hear somebody in the pulpit say something like, "Well, you've heard it X, and you've heard it Y, and you've heard it A. I'll tell you, all of them are wrong, and I'm right. This is how it is." I'm like, "Okay, nice seeing you. I won't be back."
Yeah.
There's I don't believe that. I mean, people, especially when there's a verse like this, we don't have enough context to understand what's going on. But yeah, these giants on the earth, some people believe they were just a certain race of people out of Adam that just had become these giants. Some think that Goliath came from this line of people. Another branch that is out there right now, Mr. Conspiracy Theory, are trying to say it was aliens. This is the aliens that showed up in the Bible. A growing group of people today, though, think that it was demons.
Oh.
The ones that were thrown out of heaven. They had taken on physical form, and they were having children with the humans.
Wow.
So
that's a dark
which one is right?
Hopefully not that one. because they would still that would mean that they're still around if they kept procreating. Maybe not as
Yeah,
giants, but
no, but yeah. Um, I saw X-Files on it actually. Uh,
oh,
so that it's all over the board. So suffice it to say, I don't have an answer for you, but it's a
okay,
very interesting passage, and it's been taken in a lot of different ways.
okay, all right. So that's it was very they gingerly walked through that like it was normal in the Bible. Like it was
Yeah,
like I was supposed
it's
to know
just
like okay, there was giants. All right, we'll keep on now with
well, it's
flooding.
the
Okay.
it's the first four. And what does it say in the KJV? This is verse 4. What does it say? Do you have the KJV in front of
I
you? Or
don't have it in front of me at the moment.
pull it
I've
up
been
there?
listening to the audio version, so I don't have like a written version. I'm
Oh,
writing
I
notes
gotta
as I
buy
listen.
you. I gotta buy you a Bible then.
Yeah, you do.
Um, KJV. Let me pull up the King James version here to see what it says. Um,
Shouldn't be.
so there were giants. Okay, yes. So in the KJV, they're called giants. In newer translations, let me reiterate. Newer translations mean that we're translating the Bible from original text. And I know this sounds odd, but literally, we are translating Bibles today from older text than the KJV was translated from
Mm,
because of the Dead Sea Scrolls, because of other archaeological finds.
hmm.
So a lot of people dismiss it like, well, see, the KJV is the oldest, it's the best. Well, technically, no. Our English ones today are translated from older text because we don't have the original text anywhere. These
Right.
are copies upon copies upon copies, and we can get into that some at some point, and I can tell you why I don't believe there's any issue there, while naysayers would say that's a big issue.
Okay.
But in the newer versions, they're called Nephilim. So if you ever hear the word Nephilim, that's what the giants were called.
Okay. Okay. All right. And so I'm assuming maybe just because obviously right after this is after mentioning giants, there's a flood. I'm assuming maybe they just got taken out with that.
Well, they
Um,
did. They did. I mean, the only
for
people
sure.
who lived through the flood is Noah and his family.
Okay. All right. So all right. So going in Genesis 6, God decides he's going to destroy the earth, which I'm assuming at this point maybe it's only I mean since the Garden of Eden to flood, maybe a few thousand years, maybe four or
Yeah,
five
if you follow that whole chapter five
lineage.
lineage, you're probably looking at about. I mean, you could be looking as much as well. Most people believe that the Earth itself is about 10,000 years old.
Mm,
So it takes us 8,000 years in BC. We've got stuff at 2,000 years ago to be, we think, Abraham,
mhm.
Noah, those type things. So maybe 5 or 6,000
Yeah.
years. Because you're talking about 1,000 year blocks of lineage. And
Okay.
if you noticed in the last chapter, every time it said that when the one you were following, he gave birth to Lamech, gave birth to
Mm,
Noah. And if you go on, it says, and then he had many sons and daughters. So these people were having sons and daughters. And then all these sons and daughters that are not mentioned in the Bible, they're having kids. So the population is growing, growing, growing this
mhm.
time. But you're right, it's getting ready to be completely wiped out.
Right. So I guess God's just looking at what's going on in the world at that time, and he just realizes that we just kind of suck so far, and that he's just going to take us all out.
Yep.
What's interesting is I didn't know that. Like, obviously, you hear people say like, God loves us, and He does. But I've never. This is like the first time I've because they say like He's like angry. I don't know if they says angry or something, but you don't. This is the first time I hear like God having like a very emotional response to what He's seeing, which was interesting. I was like, all right, this is the first. God is not. He's not about this. He does not like this.
Mhm. And he
So
says wickedness was widespread on the
grieves.
earth, and that every scheme his mind thought of, talking about men, were nothing but evil
Yeah,
all
and
the
He
time.
grieves at what He sees, is what it
The
says.
Lord regretted what he had made man on earth, and he was grieved in his heart. And he literally
Uh,
in verse 7, he says, I will wipe mankind off the earth.
yeah. It's almost like is showing like almost remorse of his creation to
Yeah,
that point, which is
yeah,
it's just wild to see that side. Just be like, man, he created us in his image, and then we still because he gave us free will, we still screwed it up, and then he's just like, I can't believe this. Now I've got to
yeah.
start this over because these people ruined everything I tried to set them up with, which is really interesting. And then This is just a silly question, but I think it's interesting. He tells Noah to build the ark from gopher wood, and I have no idea what that is. I'm hoping you do.
I don't remember offhand. I can do some search for you. It's just a
Okay.
type of wood in the Middle East.
Okay.
I'm not sure where it comes from, what tree it comes from, but it
Okay.
is a type of tree. But you skipped over verse 8. Right after he said, I regret this. Then it says, but Noah found favor in the sight of the Lord. Because he was going to wipe, I mean, he wasn't looking at anybody to live. He was going to wipe everybody out. But he
Yeah.
looked down and saw Noah and says, here's a good man. Let me rebuild on top of him. So you have Adam, and then you have all these people coming out from Adam. But it all comes down to a point of Noah where everything's wiped out and we start again.
Hmm.
So we can lead all of our generations back to Noah. And
Noah,
actually, when you look at
Abraham.
Jesus, is two lineages from his mother and from his stepfather. They both head back through Noah, obviously.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. All right. So we're Adam's lineage becomes not that it's not important, but it's gone now. It's completely erased, other than Noah.
Yeah, Noah is his
Just
lineage at this point.
restarting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. So don't ask me why that this happened, but I guess I didn't end up with many questions. I guess this is during the flood when probably stories that I've heard a bunch of times that didn't have a ton of questions about because my next question starts with Genesis 11. So if there's anything
Wow.
between yeah, if there's anything in 9 and 10 that we need to discuss, you let me know because maybe
Well,
I missed
let's
something.
well let's finish this up in 6, and then let's come
Okay.
back on our next one, do 7 through 10, just to
Okay.
kind of put it because there's a lot of things about the Noah story people don't really
Perfect.
realize.
Perfect.
Like I may have asked you this before in another podcast, but how many of each kind are on the ark?
Well, so from what I've understood, he didn't take every animal. There was, I mean, I thought it was two of each, but I thought it was only certain animals, and it wasn't what we would think of today as every animal on the earth.
So it definitely was not two of each animal. So when we come back next time, we'll get into that because a lot of people
Okay.
believe that.
Okay. All right.
Um, but just to kind of finish this up, it is kind of remarkable how he gave them the exact dimensions to build this ark.
Yeah.
And I don't think it says in this chapter, I think it's the next chapter. It literally took him, was it 40 years to build
It was a
this?
lot while. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not something that happened overnight. This is not the
No,
movie you saw that was bastardized by Hollywood by any
of
means.
course. Of course.
But it does walk through and just kind of told him exactly what to do. And here, okay, well, he touches on it here at 18. But I will establish my covenant with you, and you will enter the ark with your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives. You will also bring in the ark two of living creatures, male and female, to keep them alive with you. Two of everything from the birds of all kinds, from the livestock according to their kinds, and from the animals that crawl on the ground according to their kinds. All come to you to keep alive. Take with you every kind of food that is eaten. Gather the food for you and for them. And Noah this did it. He did everything that God was commanded him. So people key on this verse and they leave it there. As we get into the next chapters, you'll see he gets more specific about which animals to bring.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. We'll
All
check that
right.
out then.
All right. Well, we'll come back and do those chapters, and then we'll get back to your questions.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. See y'all next time.
All right.
Are you looking to buy a home in North or South Carolina? You need to reach out to Wave Beach Realty today. We are a family-owned company with over 10 years of experience in North and South Carolina and operate along the Grand Strand. Give us a call today at 843-957-3872. That's 843-957-3872.
All right. Well, now it's officially time to introduce my book, Econ Sense, Economics for Everyday Living. You can actually find it by going to my website, econsense.us. If you go there, you'll see there are links to Amazon where you can pick it up, just a paperback, or if you'd rather have the ebook, you can go to Innovative Publishing in care of Kendall Hunt Publishing Company, where you can get the print or ebook. And while you're on that website, you can also check out my other podcast, Econ Sense, which I have several different series that go by. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. Email me at west.the.economist@gmail.com, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Thanks for listening to the Dollar and Cents Podcast with Jonathan, the conspiracy theorist, and Wes, the economist. Don't forget to send us your topics and give us your feedback at dollarscentsgs@gmail.com. We are available to like and follow on many platforms, such as Instagram and X at Dollars Cents GS. You can also like or follow on Facebook at Dollars and Cents or on YouTube at Dollars and Cents Podcast.